Welcome to the Dead Bedroom Revival Podcast. My name is Corey, your host, and I am very, very excited to be making this episode. The reason why is because I was reading Reddit, and Reddit is an interesting place because you've got these people that have been in these subreddits, especially this one called Dead Bedrooms. There's been people that have been there for many years, and there's this sort of feeling that some of them just enjoy complaining and do not want to do anything about the actual dead bedroom. So you can give them as much advice as you want to, but I think they've now just got addicted to the actual complaining rather than actually dealing with the issue. And I was reading one story and I found this quite interesting, where this gentleman is in a sexless relationship, and he had tried to initiate to have sex with his wife over a period of a few weekends. And then he managed to get the kids to go to bed. They had a nice romantic night. And then towards the end of the night, he gave a massage. And then when the indicators were there that maybe something might happen, she said, "No, I'm tired. Let's do it next weekend." And then he said, "Well, that's exactly what you said last weekend. And what is really going on?" And then she turned around to him and said, "Wives do not look forward to having sex." And basically, from what I can take from that is that what she was saying was that it's not an enjoyable experience. It's not something that I'm looking forward to. In fact, it's probably number 10 or 15 or 100 on my list of things to do. And this is generally what it's like for a female's life. Now, I'm not a female, and I cannot speak for as a wife. I've never been in a wife's shoes, but based on some of the information I've got over the years, speaking to women and men in dead bedrooms, and from people that are within sexless relationships, and just women in general, the life of a woman is a little bit different, and the problems that we face as men and women are completely different. Nobody's problem is worse than the other. And that's one of the main challenges within a relationship, that I think women have got this idea that men have it easy, based on the fact that, and when I look into our relationship, me and my wife, things are, the roles are distinctly different. I do help around the house. I do dishes, I do cook, I do stuff with the school run, I do my bits to try and not get her to do everything. So, but then at the same time, she still has to deal with either doing the cooking, and then dealing with the homeworks, and then dealing with medical appointments and stuff, things that I'm not very good at. She's very good at the organization and dealing with those things. So sometimes she takes on quite a lot, and it might feel like a lot. But at the same time, I go to work, and I work long hours, and there's some stresses of work as well. So there is no one who can say I have it worse than the other, because it changes per day, it changes per season, and no one can suggest that they do more work than the other person. Because if I don't go to work in 2 long hours, then we won't live the life that we live, So there's certain things that we're all contributing to this. But the problem lies when somebody thinks that they're doing more than the other person. And generally, there's this common sensus, or at least common thing that is now coming up, especially on, now we've got Instagram Reels and TikTok, where there's wives bashing their husbands, and then they're getting all these videos that sort of make it seem like men are not doing anything in terms of contribution. And it's quite easy for them to get this mindset of, I'm not getting enough help, and they start building resentment around not being helped around the house. And then they'll start building resentment about things not being done around the house. There's also just other anxieties and stresses of life that they're already facing. And then when you think about if there's children, then there's also dealing with the children and what needs to be dealt with the children. So for instance, my child reads every day. I'm dyslexic, so I'm not the best to teach her how to read. So my wife has to take that responsibility, and then she has to take on the responsibility of doing the homeworks with my child as well, especially if it's literacy. So again, it's just another job within a list of jobs, and it can quickly feel like I'm just chilling and while she's doing everything. And usually this is where the issues come from, where somebody feels like they're doing more work within their household, and some sort of resentment starts building around that. Whether the guy is not helping around the house, and this is one of the reasons why most guys end up doing the dishes, and then they end up doing all sorts around the house to try and alleviate the stress and remove the stress and remove all of these issues, or try and resolve the issues that way. And even though they're doing all of that, the sex never comes. So again, it just goes to show that it's not even a real thing that is happening, or with in terms of the list and everything else. And really what's truly happening is the fact that when you look at it, most people don't look at seduction as, they look at seduction as an event. And seduction isn't an event that happens once before you have sex. It's actually, seduction is a process. And seduction, the best way to look at it is a garden. And it's something that you have to tend to all the time, frequently. And it's small little things that make it amazing. Because most people want to have this, and it's almost like, when you think about it, it's more, my friend used to ask me, how do you eat an elephant? And really, you can't eat it with one bite because it's too big. You have to get it out in pieces. And then, so it's the same thing. For you to actually get the most amazing sexual experience with high frequency, you have to start treating it with small little chunks, really working on it every single day with little things, little steps forward and forward. And this is one of the main things when it comes to seduction, is that within the relationship, when you think of a wife that doesn't want to be in a bedroom with their husband for sex, it's because there's just no warming up. There's no warm-up period. There's no period where you've built anticipation for the event, for the actual seduction. There's no real excitement to get to that point. And if you think about it, when you started dating, that's where you used to that's what you used to do. You used to frequently do little things to excite them to see you again, and then you do little things to excite them to feel attracted to you again. So those are the things that are now missing within your relationship. And if you think about it from that standpoint, if you started leaving notes around the house, and if you started sending videos of interesting things that are related to you guys joking around sex, if you sent her a voice note of telling her how amazing she was and how much you would like to give her a kiss, sometimes even playing some music while she's cooking, and again, if reading the room, so if she's playful and joking, grabbing around and twisting her by lifting her hand and then spinning her around and then pulling into you again. That's little seductive things that you can be doing to build that anticipation for something exciting to happen. And this is why, if you think about it from that standpoint, where you're doing that compared to what you're doing now, you can see that it's a lot different. And this is one of the reasons why women don't really get excited about going to bed or sleeping with somebody, because it just feels so much pressure. And again, most guys even skip foreplay, so they wouldn't even go to the moment to at least do some foreplay, because it's no lead up to the actual things. It's most guys, they treat it like a porn scene where it's quickly suck my dick and then quickly do this thing in a quick event. And usually when you do it that way, and it feels quite transactional to the woman, and she doesn't feel like a connection, and therefore if you do that enough times, she will feel like it's not something that is worth going into because there's no real meaning towards it. So this is why most women refuse to go to bed, or at least they don't look forward to having sex because they don't feel like there's anything in there for them, and also they feel like it's a transaction to them. So it's more you gratifying yourself rather than it be a moment of connection, a moment of building onto your relationship. So hopefully that makes a lot of sense, and hopefully that is something that you're looking to build. For us, we've got a few lessons that are coming up, video lessons that are coming up within our Facebook group. So I would like to invite you to join us in our Facebook group. And the best way to join us on the Facebook group is through www.deadbedroomrevival.com. And we'll be giving you a free guide for 4 ways to seduce her. So you learn some of those tactics I was talking about. And then we'll give you the link to go to the Facebook group where we'll be coaching you on even more skills and things that you might need to actually turn your sexless relationship around. So thank you very much. I'll be seeing you soon. Take care.